Have you ever wondered why buildings skip the 13th floor? What if I told you it's not superstition, it's a warning? What happened to Jake in the Sterling Tower will make you never look at elevators the same way again. This is his last Floor 13, the cursed building. The story. The phone rang sharply in the precinct. Officer Martinez grabbed it before the second ring. "Help, please!" The voice on the other end was trembling with terror. "Sir, calm down. What's your location?" "The Sterling Tower. Something's wrong here. People are vanishing." Martinez scribbled notes frantically. "We're on our way." He burst into Detective Morrison's office, report in hand. Morrison's face went pale as he read. "Not again," Morrison whispered. "Get the units ready, now." As they sped toward the tower, Morrison remembered the warning from weeks ago. This is just the beginning. Something terrible is coming, and only you can stop it. The tower. The Sterling Tower pierced the city skyline, a monument of glass and steel, modern and imposing. But beneath its gleaming exterior lurked a dark secret few knew. Police crowded the security room, reviewing footage. An employee had entered the elevator late at night. The cameras showed him stepping in, pressing a button, then nothing. He simply ceased to exist. Never reached any floor, never exited, just gone. Detective Morrison rubbed his temples. "Martinez, what's today's date?" Martinez paused. "Saturday the 14th, sir. And yesterday?" Martinez paused. "That means yesterday was Friday the 13th. Don't start with superstitions." "But sir, I read that on Friday the 13th, dark forces gain power. What if—" "We're not writing ghosts in our reports," Morrison snapped. But Martinez stared at the missing person's photo in the newspaper. This wasn't the first disappearance. Over the years, several employees had vanished from this building without a trace. The new employee. Weeks later, a young man named Jake started working at the call center on the 22nd floor. He kept to himself, worked late, and left on his motorcycle each night. Everything seemed normal until that night at 11 p.m. Jake entered the elevator and pressed the ground floor button. The elevator descended smoothly, then jerked to a halt. Floor 13. Jake's breath caught. The doors slid open. Two construction workers stepped in, their clothes covered in dust and grime. Jake glanced outside. The hallway was dimly lit, with workers moving about. The workers talked among themselves. "You know this building was constructed over an old cemetery, right?" "Yeah, they forced it through despite warnings. That's why accidents keep happening. Several workers have died." "I'm quitting tomorrow. Today's Thursday the 12th. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th. Death is already circling." Jake's blood ran cold. A cemetery beneath the building? Tomorrow was Friday the 13th? The revelation. Next day, Jake told his coworker everything. "Dude, what floor are you talking about?" his friend laughed. After arguing, Jake dragged him to the elevator. Inside, Jake's eyes widened in horror. The numbers jumped from 12 to 14. There was no 13th floor. "But I saw it! The workers! The button lit up!" "You need sleep, man. Take a few days off." His friend handed him a samosa wrapped in newspaper. Jake unwrapped it and was about to toss the paper when he noticed a headline. "Another person missing from Sterling Tower." Below it was a photo of a young man. The nightmare returns. Days passed. Jake tried to forget, but late one night, absorbed in work, he lost track of time. 12:15 a.m. He gathered his things and headed for the elevator. Inside, he pressed ground floor. The elevator descended and stopped. Floor 13B. Jake's heart stopped. The doors opened. Workers filed in, dirty clothes, safety goggles, yellow hard hats, tools on their shoulders. They didn't look at Jake. Their conversation chilled him. That poor guy who wanted to quit yesterday? The elevator cable snapped, fell straight down from the 13th floor. Yeah, maybe his number was up. Friday the 13th again today. Wonder who's next. Jake's forehead beaded with sweat. The elevator groaned ominously, shaking. It jolted to a stop. The workers stepped out. Jake scrambled after them. The doors slammed shut behind him. Trapped. The floor was pitch black. Jake pulled out his phone. Dead battery. "Hello? Anyone here?" Silence swallowed his voice. He spotted stairs in the dim light and ran toward them. Down, down, down he went, countless flights. His legs burned, lungs screamed for air. Finally, he stopped and looked up. Floor 13.
The aftermath. Next morning, Detective Morrison stood in the hospital room, silent. Officer Martinez scribbled notes. Outside the hospital, Martinez spoke. "Sir, what he's saying is impossible. Yesterday wasn't Friday the 13th. Morrison frowned. Exactly. So how could he have experienced it? Martinez hesitated. Maybe that's why he survived. Friday the 13th is tomorrow. He got pulled into the future. Morrison stopped walking. What are you saying? Every disappearance happened on Friday the 13th. Jake experienced it early, which means tomorrow it's going to happen again, either in that building or to Jake himself. Morrison's eyes widened. Keep your voice down. If the media hears this. They drove back to the precinct in tense silence. Present day. In the police van, Martinez said, "Sir, your instincts saved lives. You convinced the building owner to evacuate for a safety drill today." Morrison stared ahead, jaw tight. And look, short circuit triggered a massive fire. The whole building's engulfed. If those workers had been inside. Morrison felt sick. If he'd ignored Jake's story, if he'd dismissed the warnings. They arrived at the scene. Flames roared into the night sky. Firefighters battled the inferno. Morrison stared at the burning tower. Floor 13 had claimed its revenge.